Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Jacqueline and this is Low Carblish. If you're new here, we're the channel that makes low carb versions of our favorite high carb foods that are also diabetic friendly, because most of us here on this channel are trying to reverse our type 2 diabetes. The other day I made a video for you guys showing how to make a mock apple pie filling, and I was going to talk about other things that you can do with that, and I got sidetracked and just completely spaced it out. So I appreciate you guys pointing that out to me, and we're going to take care of that today. Today we are going to be making apple upside down cake. I'm going to be making a recipe today that makes a total of 2 mug cake servings. You can absolutely double, triple, quadruple this recipe if you want to. The apple pie filling recipe that I made makes 2 cups. So if you eat the apple pie filling as just a side dish with your meal, you can take it into 6 servings, which is 1/3 of a cup each. Or if you want to do something like use it on top of ice cream, which I do sometimes, and that's another way that you can use this. Sometimes I'll have the Rebel vanilla ice cream, and the apple pie filling is really good on top of that as well. You can also put it on top of pork chops, which is also delicious. I was actually going to make pork chops with some of this apple filling for my dinner tonight, but I don't have any pork chops in the house, so I'm going to have to figure out something else. But anyway, putting it on top of pork chops is another really delicious way to eat this. And I don't know if any of you guys ever used to watch the Brady Bunch, but there was this episode where I think it was Peter was on this big Humphrey Bogart kick, and he went in and he asked Alice, he said, "What's for dinner, sweetheart?" And she says, "Pork chops and applesauce." And he goes, "Pork chops and applesauce." And my sister and I just cracked up because my mom used to make pork chops and applesauce all the time. So from that day forward, even into our later ages, we would just be like, we're going to have pork chops and applesauce. And it was just a fun thing that we did. It's a really good memory that I have of my sister. But anyway, today we're going to be making the mug cakes, and it's really so easy, you guys. I'm going to go over what we're going to put in it, but then don't worry about the amounts or anything, because the full recipe and the amounts and all the macros and everything will be in the description below, so don't worry about that. So what I'm going to be using to make these mug cakes today is some butter, coconut flour, gold flaxseed meal. If you don't have the gold flaxseed and you've got the darker flaxseed, that'll totally work too. I've got an egg, some sour cream, apple pie spice, some monk fruit, baking soda and baking powder, and I've got 1/4 of a cup of the apple pie filling that we made. And this is going to be 2 tablespoons in the bottom of the ramekins that we're going to put this mug cake on top of. So let me just show you. You don't even have to spray your ramekins with this recipe. It works really great. So I'm just going to divide this apple pie filling up between these 2 ramekins. And like I said, it's about 2 tablespoons a piece in these ramekins that we're getting ready to make this stuff with. It's going to be so good, guys. I was really happy when this recipe turned out, because, you know, sometimes I make things and they don't turn out. So I was really happy that this turned out. And I'm going to try the same deal with some pineapple flavoring. And so when I cook the squash, I'm going to see if I can get it to turn to tasting like pineapple. And if that works, that would be cool too, because then we could have like pineapple upside down cake. But I'm not there yet, so I'll let you guys know, because that's going to have to be a different cake recipe too. This cake that we're going to be putting on top of the apple pie mix is more like an apple spice cake. So it's going to be a little heavier and denser and darker, and the pineapple upside down cake's more like a white cake. So I'm working on that, and as soon as I get it done, then we'll do that. And I'm going to mix it all right here in my mixing bowl. That's how easy this thing is, you guys. Let me run over here and grab a spatula, because I forgot that, and I'll be right back. We'll get started on this thing. I like to mix up all my dry ingredients first and just stir them up really well. So put in the coconut flour, flax meal, the apple pie spice, my monk fruit, and my baking soda and my baking powder in. I'm just going to give that a good stir. And I also like to put just a little pinch of salt in mine. You know, not too much, just a little sprinkle. And I just do that because it brings out the sweetness, but you don't have to. You know, it's up to you. But I just like to do that. So I get everything mixed up here in our mixing measuring cup, which this is a 4-cup measuring cup that I'm using. And then I'll put my butter in. And this is just 2 tablespoons of butter that I melted in the microwave. Super simple. And we're gonna microwave these to cook them. You could put them in the oven if you want to, but I always just put them in the microwave and it works for me. And then I'm gonna add my egg in. And then we're gonna add the sour cream in. And you can use mayonnaise instead of the sour cream. I do that sometimes. I'm trying to cut back on my calories just a little bit, and I'm trying to stay around 1,500 to 1,600 calories a day because I haven't been able to get out and walk as much as I was for a little while because the weather here in Georgia, if y'all can believe it, has been in the 20s. Today we woke up and it was, I'm trying to think what the actual temperature was like 28 or something, and it felt like 18 outside. And I could tell it when I took Macy outside to walk too, it was cold. So anyway, I'm not moving as much, so I'm trying to cut back on my calories. And so every little corner I can cut, you know. Alright, so I've got this all nice and mixed up in my mixing cup here. And I'm just going to divide this evenly between these 2 ramekins, and I do that just by spooning 1 spoon out at a time. You can totally just eyeball it, whatever works for you. This works for me, so that's what I do. But this is so easy, and you guys, it's such a nice thing to have, and you can have this as a meal. I sometimes will have a dessert like this as a meal and add like some cheese or a little bit of protein on the side, like maybe a couple of ounces of turkey or something like that, and then just make this my main meal. But it's up to you, and everybody's caloric needs are different and everybody's carb needs are different. So as I always say, you do you, boo-boo. Do what works for you. But this could be a really good recipe for you to incorporate, especially if you've been missing apples or you just have a sweet tooth once in a while. I do not eat desserts and stuff like this every day. I did that for a while because I was so excited, you know, that we can have this and all that. But what I found for myself personally, and you know, we're all different, so your mileage may vary, but what I found for myself personally was that when I was doing that, my weight was either stalling or I was gaining. So I had to back off of that. So I only eat desserts like once or twice a week now, and I'm really trying to cut it down to just once. And I'm doing pretty good at that most of the time. So anyway, this is what it's going to look like when we get through. You're not going to be able to see the apple topping, just going to see the batter. I'm going to put these in the microwave, and I'm going to microwave them. My microwave, I need 115 seconds on my microwave, but now everybody's microwave is different. So when this is done, I'm going to get the camera right over top of it so you can see what we're looking for on the top. And then we'll turn them out and you'll be able to see what a really delicious, good dessert this is. So let me go put these in the microwave and I'll be back when they're done. Okay, y'all, so I've got the mug cakes out of the microwave. And please, please use your hot pads when you're taking them out because they get really hot. And I misspoke when I said I needed 115 seconds on my microwave. It's 155. That it takes for me to get this done. And what you're looking for is when you go to touch the middle of your cake, it's going to spring back. There's not going to be any place where you touch it and you get any batter whatsoever on your finger. So that's what we're looking for. And I'm going to let this cool off for just a minute, and then I'll be back and we will plate one of them out, and I'll get you a close-up so you can see what they look like. And I thank y'all for being so patient with me today because I'm shooting by myself again. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, y'all, so these have cooled down, and I'm going to turn one of them out here so you can see what they look like. And like I said, I'll get a shot with my camera, just a photograph so you guys can see what it looks like. That they just pop right on out. I didn't, like I say, I didn't even have to butter the little ramekin dish. And there you have it, guys. I'm going to get a close-up picture for you so you can see that. I'm not taking a bite out of it today because today's not a dessert day for me. But I did want to do this video for you guys because I forgot the other day, and I apologize for that. So anyway, I hope you guys will try this recipe. I hope that you like it. I really like it a lot. It's a nice, warm, kind of wintry comfort food. And it turned out really good in my opinion. So I hope you guys will give it a try. So if you guys would hit that like button for me, I really appreciate it because it really does help people that have just been diagnosed to find my channel, and it helps my channel grow. If you like the content and the recipes that you see here, I would love it if you would subscribe. If you don't want to, you don't have to, and if you do and you decide you don't want to later, you can unsubscribe. But I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing and hit that little notification bell, and you'll never miss another recipe that I have. So until I see you guys again, stay safe, stay warm, stay happy. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.